Community. So I had a really interesting call from a customer yesterday, and they are doing a report on a product called Mission Critical Solitaire. And going through all the different CDs, and I was like, I know I have seen this app and played it in the past, right? And so I go through the whole gamut of CDs, and he says, "Well, there's a clue. It was sold in Alembic Systems." And I was like, "Well, I worked at Alembic." And then it dawned on me. And I happened to come across one of the original Alembic CDs that we made back in the day. And what was interesting about the CD, we actually thought we were the first third party CD, but a bunch of them came out about the same time, including the App Wrapper and I think GS Corp. And I know we were working on this in 93 and then released it the first part of 94. And so I was able to create an ISO of the Alembic CD. I always remember it running a little slower. Now, what we did is we created an app, right? And so when you click on the app, it launches a CD. And I always remember it as being a little bit slower than this, but it seems to be doing okay as far as it loading. And so I'm scrolling through stuff and I'm going through the alphabetic listing. And he said, yeah, it's part of a little app called Crash Catcher as well. And I looked all over for Crash Catcher. And here it was hiding in plain sight, right? So here's Crash Catcher. And so we're going to run the demo. And what Crash Catcher would do is if your application crashed, it says application demo mode, mission critical solitaire, also contains a demonstration of Crash Catcher. And you'll be able to run a limited number of moves. So we're going to see how many moves it takes because they made it deliberately buggy. And then it would launch Crash Catcher, and we're going to see how that works. So I'm going to click continue, right? And it's going to, we get to play Solitaire here. And it's actually a pretty neat version of Solitaire. And so I said, well, I want to make sure it's mission critical Solitaire for sure. So I go up to Solitaire info, and it launches in theory. So, okay, is it going to launch? Well, let's see here. Why does this always happen to me when I'm doing demos? Let's try Crash Catcher info. Okay, so that one comes up. Oh, come on. All right, so I wanted to show you something really neat, and of course, let me try this one more time from the top. So I'm going to quit Solitaire. This stuff worked last time I did it. Let me try and launch Mission Critical Solitaire first. You got to love these live demos, right? And so with any luck, it's going to let me run the demo. Come on now, I know it worked. Continue. Now, I want to see if I can go up to info. Well, no, it's going to make me continue. And then I should be able to go info, Solitaire info. And it's supposed to run this neat little application, man. Come on. Okay, at any rate, I'm going to try and see if it makes a difference if I run it from the hard drive because I had it working and I really wanted to show this thing off. So I'm going to go back here to apps. It's actually going to be under local apps. And we'll scroll down to, is Mission Critical Solitaire installed? Oh boy. I might as well just give up some days. I really wanted to show Jeremy because we were on the phone trying to find this thing. I found it, and now it's giving me grief. I know I installed it here. Is It's got to be right here. Where is Mission Critical Solitaire? Maybe it's just under the name Solitaire? Oh my goodness. All right. Go back to Alembic. And we're going to go and say run it off the hard drive. And then run the demo. So it should copy it over to the hard drive. Replace. Yeah, it was there. Go ahead. It's copying it. But where? It is copying it to temp. Okay, so it didn't put it in the normal directory that it does. Because normally it would install it in local apps. Maybe it's because it's running it as a demo. And then I click here, and I just want to do the info panel because it was really cool. Let's try here. Maybe that's why. Really? So at any rate, it had this really neat, kind of like a screensaver going on in this thing. But of course it won't work when I need to do a demo of it. I bet you if I reboot and got it, it would probably work. So, at any rate, what we're going to do is go back and show that this is indeed Mission Critical Solitaire. We're going to play a game. It looked like the game I had before this one was much better, but we'll go ahead and do it and see if I can get it to crash. To give the example of Crash Catcher. And, oh man. All right, we'll drop the ace up here. And I don't know how many moves it's going to require here. So I'm going to deal some cards. Yeah, this is a really crappy one, I can see. We're not going to go very far at all. The thing might as well just crash for us, right? There we go, 7. Okay, 7, 6. Whoopie-doo. You guys are like, oh, this is like 10 minutes of my life I'll never get back. The little screensaver thing that was going on this is really cool, and I can't believe that it's not working. I'm just going to do this until it crashes. That probably won't work either, right? All right, there's a deuce. You can throw it down here, I guess. And 6, okay. There we go. So basically what it's done is it's crashed, right? And so it gives you a crash report and shows you what your app just did there, which is pretty neat. So now we have a crash report. It'll even drop it into email. And so now you know why your app is crashing. Creates an instant report, which is pretty neat, that you can forward through to the developers. So I'm going to click continue, and I will try that one more time just for the heck of it. We'll take a look at some other apps that are on there. So we're not going to save the report, close it down, bring back up Alembic, and then I'll try it one more time and then just shut it down if it doesn't want to show us a cool thing. So we worked with Young Minds on this, and okay, so now it's going to try and install it again. I tell you, I'm just chasing my tail at this point. Battling a cold again. It seems like I can never get to feeling well. And so now it should launch it. And I think it dropped our Alembic main deal in the back. So we're going to go ahead and click continue. See if the info panel is working or if that's Nope. Why? I don't know. So I probably, if I rebooted and tried it that way, it would work. But we're going to just go ahead and quit Solitaire, and I'm going to show you some of the other apps that are on here that are pretty neat. So in Alembic, what we were doing is a lot of the third-party developers did not want to be salesmen. So we would line them up and you know, it's kind of fun to see all the different software. And of course, let's see if it's going to let me run the demo. I'll try it off the CD because now it's. Let's try to go to the hard drive and let's see if it'll actually launch something. I see it's copying in the background, so I'm assuming that it's already going to send it over there. To see stuff that's going in the background, we could go over to Tools, and then there's processes, right? If processes panel will come up, it does. So now it's going through and sizing, I'm assuming, because it's going to install Neuro solutions rather than run it from the CD. So what you can do, let's see if it'll let me do this, kill the app. I could kill the Alembic demo, but we'll just let that install, I guess, in the background. Or for the sake of my sanity, because it's really late, I'm just going to kill the Alembic demo app. And there it goes. And it should go away. Now this copying should stop in the background in theory. Or I've just completely scrambled everything. We're going to launch the Alembic demo again. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And if I get too long on this video, I'll just make a new one in the morning. I started one earlier, and for some reason,